Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Just waiting for the chart to load here, but we're ready to go on this beautiful Friday morning after a crazy, crazy day yesterday. Looks like we're going to end up right about where we left off yesterday. We'll have to modify some of our levels that we just blew through yesterday. Created some new levels. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you today. Cool, that's basically what we got on the NQ. We're right at yesterday's low. We got yesterday's high. I have to start to go back in time to get more levels to the downside. I'm going to load some more days there. Meanwhile, we'll get everything squared away on ES. Deleting the levels that we blew through yesterday. Leaving yesterday's low, which is also essentially the 100-day moving average of SPY. And same on ES. I think we're going to have to go back in time a little bit if we want any more levels to the downside. See if either one of my charts has it. Good morning, Julian. Hey, Anna. Michael, Neil. Good day to y'all. Market is about to open. And I don't think we have anything that we can immediately trade off of. Looks like this move up already played itself out. We're more or less in a big range. And we are right at a major key level. So I think for sure, as much as you can say for sure in the market, we ought to come down and test the 100-day moving average down here. Very likely to do that. We traded all the way down to it yesterday. There's almost no chance we don't touch it again at some point today. Good morning, Archer, Tom, Jeffrey. It's good to see y'all. Seeing basically the same thing on the Nasdaq. I don't know why I have this line here. Loaded a bunch more days on NQ, but Not seeing any lines from it. We'll have to, if we start dropping down, we'll have to take some time and go find some key levels to the downside. Right now, it also looks like this trend played itself out. We're in a big range. We would expect a move down to go test that 100-day moving average. Actually, is NQ below it? No, NQ is like right at it. 100-day moving average on QQQ is like right here. So we would expect ES to drop down more, but it might take some doing since NQ is right on its, or QQQ is right on its 100-day MA. Both ES and NQ essentially congested here at the top. Yeah, it's definitely going to take some doing here. Move the market down. NQ's being pretty stubborn. ES moving up again. Big thing is we don't want to chase a move down here. It could be easy to just assume like, oh man, yesterday was super red. We're going to have to drop down today. Or the opposite, like, oh man, we made it down to a major moving average. This is support, let's buy. Like, don't, either one of those scenarios actually could happen. You don't want to try to predict it because it's essentially a coin toss. Good morning, Daryl. Hey, Shraddha. NQ is starting to poke below the 100-day. And as I said, very likely the ES goes down at some point. Just got to be patient for when that is. Neil calling out some key levels in the chat. I'm gonna go back in time here. Let's see, where are we at right now? 23,900. Okay. Here's an unbroken low right there. And another below that. And a couple more. And I think we'll call it there. Should probably be enough levels for the time being. And we may get to none of them. We may just camp around in yesterday's range, which would not be surprising. It's very rare to have two big moves in right after each other. Usually after a big move like yesterday, the market will chill out, take its time consolidating. Good morning, Ed. Happy weekend to you too. I literally cannot believe it's Friday. This week has flown by. Tom says, I just want ATR to chill. And agreed to that. It is still pretty nuts. We got every bar 5.5 points. That's pretty crazy. Continuing to chop around in this range, guys. I do think we have some room to the downside. Thinking about shorting NQ here. I do think we will likely break out to the downside pretty soon. Yeah, starting to break out on NQ. Looking for that to hold. We're not really getting any follow through on that breakout. Back into that little range. Shada asking about news today. What do we have news-wise? Yeah, we do have manufacturing here and services in about 4 minutes. Good reminder on that. So we'll wait and see. Maybe I don't think the market is going to make a major move off of that number, but yeah, always good to be aware of what news events are happening, and as there could be volatility, be flat. Still getting this bounce. ES2. Failed break out of that range. Looks like so ES's mid-range NQ is getting towards the top. I would probably short this right here if it weren't for the news coming up. Again, I do think that we're very likely to drop down so the ES can go test that 100-day moving average. But since we got news in a couple minutes, I will hold off. That would have been a nice little scalp in there, though. Ron, that's a good one. What do you call a boomerang that won't come back? A stick. It is Dad Joke Friday after all. Ladies and gentlemen, bring your best dad jokes. Drop them in the chat. Let's have some good groans as we start this Friday morning off. You know, when I don't know that you guys know, I actually speak Spanish. And when I'm talking with a native speaker, I really like to use the word mucho, because it means a lot to them. What do you guys think of that one? All right, we got some more dad jokes out there. What's worse than ants in your pants? What is worse than ants in your pants? Don't leave us hanging there, Shraddha. Julian, you like that one? That's solid. All right. What do we got? 20 seconds till news. ES is so close to dropping below that range. I wish we did not have news coming up. All right, news came out. No big reaction by the market, but we are starting to break out of the bottom of that range. ES very, very close to the 100-day moving average. NQ is below it. Did finally go short NQ. Just looking for a little move down, and we'll trail very aggressively. This is just on that, just on the notion that ES would go to the 100-day moving average. So NQ is right at yesterday. Oh, and the NQ would go to yesterday's low. It's right there right now. Now's when we want to wait, see if this level is confirmed or not. But I've been wanting to do that trade all day. Just a quick little scalp. Getting the bounce right at NQ's prior day low. ES has basically tested the 100-day moving average. It's like right about here. Big bounce on both of the indices. Keeping track of this little move up. We still do not have a real trend to go off of. Just a lot of congestion. A little bit of a downward bias, but nothing that we can really put a structure around. Little overshoot of that move up. We just got to be patient here. Again, no real trends to go off of. We're through the news, and there's nothing else that we're waiting on as far as econ releases or earnings or anything. We're all through that. Market is basically just digesting yesterday's gigantic move. Ron asks, why did the Energizer Bunny go to jail? He was charged with battery. That is a groaner right there, my friend. That is indeed a groaner. Good morning, Octopus. Shraddha left us hanging with his joke. What's worse than ants in your pants? I don't know. We still don't got an answer to that. Maybe not hearing the punchline of a joke is worse. This is perhaps a little second entry long forming if you're playing that tiny channel. I'm not. I'm waiting here. Do not have a clear structure just yet, so there's no reason to really jump into anything. Maybe if we get a really bullish bar here, I could consider taking the long, but otherwise, oh yeah, that is a tempting bar. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If it closes green. I think I might take a little scalp on that. Too big of a bar. Could work out, but that's a lot of risk for not the greatest of trades. Getting a little volatility here. Oh, uncles. Oh, geez. Okay. Got it. That's bad. They're supposed to be family friendly, guys. NQ played out. You're waiting for a possible correction. We're just at the top of this range. This is a time for patience, y'all. And that was a great lesson yesterday. If you tuned into the daily lesson in the Discord, talked a lot about the patience that was needed yesterday. And it was amazing, really. Like, we had some fantastic trades. There were just some absolutely beautiful opportunities that we nailed in yesterday's afternoon session. These shorts in here. And all you had to do is wait. Very similar to yesterday, actually. We had in like this big range. Bias was unsure. You know, we're up, we're down. Like, we had to sit through all this. And this was, like maybe 2 hours of man, this is congested. I don't know. There's no real bias. And then it became very clear what the market was doing. And it was just like taking candy from a baby. Short, 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 short. Like, just killing it, right? That's all it takes, guys. Trading is not hard. The thing that is hard is waiting for the right moves. The thing that is hard is controlling yourself to not click buttons when you ought not to click buttons. That's the thing that's hard. Trading's not hard. Yesterday was a great example of that, like how it pays off. And when it pays off, it pays off, man. This looked like it might form a little downtrend, waiting for that to actually follow through though. Same on the NAS, move down, waiting to see if it actually follows through into a downtrend. Market is just coiling up. Now, keep in mind, it's very possible that we don't go anywhere today. After big moves, it's very common for the market to consolidate and rest, and we're at the perfect level to do that, right at the 100-day moving average. You know, basically end of the week here. Keep traders guessing over the weekend. Can't tell you how many times that has happened. Get to a major level and we just park there for a little bit. Another pop up here after what looked like might be a downtrend, not playing itself out. So this is typical range like behavior. Swings back and forth, trends not really playing out as we think they would. NQ is actually confirming below the 100-day moving average. It just has not broken yesterday's low yet. If it does, look out below. Could have a big move. But right now, that's not confirmed just yet. Coming up to it, though. This could be NQ's moment. S&P is moving down, and the 100-day moving average is, I think, like right around here-ish. We're getting real close. Come on, S&P. Let's go. Break through. Let's get some movement. And I will say I would prefer movement to the downside. I think it'll be a lot more fluid. If we're gonna move up here, it's more likely, I think, to be kind of choppy, grinding up. I'd prefer a nice clean break to the downside. Follow through from yesterday. Yes, another little bounce. The range continues, the chop continues. And if yesterday's low cannot break soon, we're most likely going to have a green day today. Looks like a little overshoot on the S&P. We'll see if this can correct like we would expect it to. Coming back down to the 21. So far it's holding. Boy, oh boy, look at this, guys. You have any doubt about the range today? Big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down. Do not let this fool you into thinking that there is a legitimate move yet. We're still in a range. Things can, when there's no bias in the market, guys, things can look really good on both sides. So you could easily make a case for a long here. You could easily make a case for a short here. And you just got to be patient until we have an actual trend that is confirmed. Otherwise, you'll just get chopped up. And then by the time there is an actual trend and something is legitimate, you're going to be too red to even like consider trading it. You're going to have no gas left in the tank. Very contentious area. Price is coiling up. It looks like we might get some expansion pretty soon. NQ is right on previous day low yet again. I think we're gonna about to see a big move here pretty soon. Do not know if it's gonna be down or up though. You can see the prices are coiled, tensions are rising, volume is there. A lot of market participants. We just need to have one side win out and get some directional movement. So far in the S&P, the 21 EMA kind of acting as resistance here. Tried to poke above it there, not quite working. Gonna make another attempt here, buyers are, to push this thing up. And yet another rejection at the EMA. We got a battle going on. NQ is right at yesterday's low too, so big battleground going on here. Look at NQ especially, man. It is just literally sitting right on yesterday's low, going back and forth. It has looked so many times like it's going to break out or pop up. I'm sure there's a lot of people trapped on either side. We'll see which side wins out. Just gotta be patient, guys. Don't be clicking buttons here. You do not have probabilities on your side. Both sides will look good, and then you'll get trapped. And then when the real move comes, you're going to be too red to even want to try to trade it. And if you're if you're struggling with that, just zoom out. This is clearly a range. Look at the S&P too. Like, you don't even need to zoom out on the S&P to see it. This is just barcode. Red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Okay, we got a bearish candle dropping down. The S&P is now right on the 100-day moving average. Huge, huge level here. If this breaks, woof, watch out. This could get ugly. NQ is now below yesterday's low. See if it holds it. All right, there's the bounce. We're not out of the woods yet. We still could drop down, but early signs that, okay, maybe buyers are winning out. NQ poked below yesterday's low, and we're getting met with some green candles. If this has follow through, we can pretty much write off a bear trend for the day, and we'll start to look for longs. All right, sellers are trying again to get down below that level. The battle continues. ES2, man, it's a pretty solid bearish reversal there. See if it can break the low and follow through. We can see a gradual downward bias on the ES chart. Still too choppy to draw a trend out of it, but you can see a general downward movement. I would say even more pronounced on NQ, a little bit more vertical. And NQ is now again trading below yesterday's low. If we can start to develop a trend here, we'll look for shorts, but yeah, it's just so choppy so far and still very contentious. You can see we have a couple closes below yesterday's low, and then boom, big green candle. So the battle is still going on. Wait till one side wins. That's the key to it, man. Wait until one side wins out. Let the institutions battle it out. We don't need to battle it out. We can't move the market, right? Let them battle it out. And then once it's obvious who's winning, we join them. That is essentially what trading is. Figuring out which side of the market on an institutional level is winning and joining them. Just taking some of their crumbs. That's it. We don't need to make the whole move. We can't make the whole move because we cannot predict exactly when institutions are going to buy or sell, but we can see when they do start buying or selling. We can join a little bit of that. We're remoras picking off little bits of sharks, right? Getting little crumbs from the sharks. Joe Ross. Never heard of Joe Ross. But yeah, he's right on. We're the remoras. We're not the sharks. We're not the sharks. Unless you have billions of dollars, you're not going to be a shark. Even if you have millions of dollars, you're not a shark. You cannot even imagine the amount of money that's in the market. We cannot move it, not even one little bit. We can only pick up the pieces that institutions leave behind. All right, big bounce. This is looking pretty dang good for the buyers, right off of the 100 EMA for the S&P, right off of yesterday's low for Nasdaq. Starting to think that our opportunity may be from the long side today. Again, this has to actually confirm, meaning we have to have a confirmed trend off of this level. If S&P comes back and holds the 21 EMA, again, that will be the confirmation, right? We can come back and we get another high here. Okay, now we're in long territory, and this is where I'd be looking for a long. And just as we say that, we're getting some red bars back down. Man, this is a serious battle right here, guys. This is pretty crazy. We're at a major institutional level, and we are watching buyers and sellers duke it out here, which is good. This is not just like a flat line, no market behavior range, which sometimes happens where both sides are like, whatever, I'm going on holiday. This is like both sides are trying to win out right here. NQ especially looking like sellers have the upper hand. We keep going below yesterday's low. Making lower highs each time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, again, you gotta wait in this area. You gotta wait. I promise you something clear will happen. I think today. It could not be today, but I think today. At some point you'll get an actual move out of here that will be obvious. And once you get that, let's say all of a sudden now we're doing this, great. Now you can trade with confidence, right? Now you know, okay, we are past that level. We are holding below it. And then you get a little pullback, boom. That's your trade to go short. Or vice versa, it doesn't really matter. If we launch out of here, get a move like this, great, we're going long. And you wait for that pullback, boom, that's where you're taking that long. So just be patient here. There's no reason to rush into anything. It's just a good way to lose money. It does seem like market participants are here. They're trying to win, and generally, if both sides are trying to win, there will be a victor at some point. So with that, I'm going to head out. Appreciate y'all. And I'm looking forward to some good trades with the Discord team. We absolutely killed it yesterday. You can hop in the free channel, look at all the profits and everything. Yeah, yesterday was awesome. We've been killing it actually the last couple of weeks. So if you want to join us, links below. Appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.